Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Images such as these have dominated international newscasts for the past several weeks surrounding the Zika virus. On any given day, you're likely to be bombarded by phone calls or emails with someone on the other end offering you a deal.
The Swift Current Broncos will have a different look on the ice, closing out the 2015-2016 WHL season after a flurry of transactions at the trade deadline.
Thanks for joining us here today. Female travelers are being advised to reconsider their travel plans to the Caribbean and other areas over growing concerns with the Zika virus.
Images such as these have dominated international newscasts for the past several weeks surrounding the Zika virus, a virus transmitted by the Aedes mosquito, which is found throughout South and Central America, the Caribbean, and some southern U.S. states. With a growing concern now to the adverse side effects, which may occur after being bitten by the Aedes mosquito.
Most of the time it gives a mild infection. You get a bit of fever, maybe some reddening of the eyes and a skin rash or not, and it resolves in a few days. The concern that is out right now is whether it actually has an effect on developing fetuses or babies during pregnancy. And in Brazil particularly, they've had a very big increase in the number of children born with what is called microcephaly, or a smaller brain than would be expected. And it's not yet clear or confirmed, but it is suspected that it could be that the new arrival of Zika in the last recent past may be associated with that. So they're trying to verify that.
And in turn, spurring advisories targeting anyone planning to travel throughout the Caribbean or other affected area.
Avoid mosquito bites as much as possible by using, DEET or other products, mosquito nets, and just the general care against mosquitoes when you are traveling in areas like the Caribbean or Central America. And most particularly for pregnant women to, until we're clear on what exactly the association is, better to take the precaution, and if you don't really need to travel, don't travel. And of course they're advising, if you're planning to get pregnant but you're going to travel, then maybe hold off either the travel or planning the pregnancy.
And as far as a vaccine for the Zika virus, Tor says this is not on the current radar for the World Health Organization or other health agency. If you have any questions on the Zika virus or health concerns over recent travel to the Caribbean or other affected areas, contact your local public health office.
Fired up! Fired up! Ready to go!
Identity theft is on the rise, and you're reminded to keep your personal information close at hand.
On any given day, you're likely to be bombarded by phone calls or emails with someone on the other end offering you a deal, notifying you that you've won the lottery or you're the heir to a mass fortune, and in some cases, requested to help transfer money from a foreign country. RCMP are alerting you that many messages in your inbox or on the phone line can also appear to be from a legitimate source, such as Revenue Canada, all of which you should be leery of.
People should know that Canada Revenue Agency will never contact you directly by phone. It will be in a letter format requesting you to call a specific number and provide specific personal information. So we would suggest that you never ever provide any information to anybody who solicits it over the phone from Canada Revenue Agency or professing to be a member of the Canada Revenue Agency. That being said, there's another one out there, again government-based, from Immigration Canada, who are picking on or trying to target new people to Canada who are sometimes fearful of their being permitted to stay in the country. Again, you would never be contacted directly by phone from these folks with Immigration Canada. If there was an issue or the threat that they're putting out there, that is a warrant for these people to be extradited from the country. They would do that through us here at the RCMP.
You're further advised to never click into any link or open the attachment which coincides with these emails, as these links likely contain a virus which could then invade your computer system and steal your personal information in a matter of seconds. The RCMP further remind you to never give out any personal information over the phone, email, or through social media, as identity fraud is on the rise.
The bottom line is it's so easy for personal identity theft to take place. All a person needs to get a passport or a social insurance number is your date of birth and your name. So protect those things. A lot of people will put their birthday on Facebook, and even though they think it's protected, it isn't.
By taking the time to change your username and passwords on your computer on a regular basis and keeping your personal information to yourself can all help in not becoming a victim of fraud. And if you do suspect any fraudulent activity through email or other form of communication, don't hesitate to contact your local police or your banking institution.
Well, I stated right away, I put this is an imposter, and I'm in no way endorsing a situation or a scheme like this.
As we make our way through the 2015-16 WHL season, the Swift Current Broncos are putting on their best efforts to earn a playoff spot.
The Swift Current Broncos will have a different look on the ice closing out the 2015-2016 WHL season after a flurry of transactions at the trade deadline. The Boston Bruins' first-round draft pick, Jake DeBrusk, was one of many familiar faces in new colors, as coach and general manager Mark Lamb looked to strengthen the team now and into the future.
We had some interest from a lot of teams, and we thought that the deal that we made, we got a player back, and we got a first and a third round draft pick, and we wanted to get a player back that was an impact player that could be here for a couple of years. So that was the thinking on that. And then we Bo, it's his last year, he's an overage, so we wanted to get younger, and we were able to do that with Seattle and with Leth, and then we did the last deal for Adamson at the end, which had a lot to do with our injury situation, and we put a 96 forward into our lineup. So when it's all said and done, I think it was very successful. I'm very happy with all our moves. I think we got better as a team and younger as a team at the deadline.
As part of the trade for Landon Bow, the Broncos acquired 20-year-old Jamal Watson from the Thunderbirds, as well as 18-year-old goaltender Taz Berman, who has already settled into Swift Current with a run of solid play.
It was a deal that we thought we could make and add to our team and get a younger goaltender. And the way Berman's played, he's played unbelievable. And so we got two 97 goaltenders that we think both can be starters.
Another part of the deal with Seattle sent Kevin Leth away in exchange for defenseman Savin Kara.
And our 98 Kara is a 98 D-man that fits right in with. We got the youngest D in the league right now, and we think that's a very strong point or part of our organization.
97-born Swedish import player Gustav Oliver was also acquired from Seattle and should be able to slot back into the lineup when he returns from injury. The Broncos also picked up physical forward Arthur Miller off free agency, who returns to his native Saskatchewan after playing in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. As part of the DeBrusk trade, which also included a 2016 third round and 2017 first round Bantam draft pick, Lane Peterson joined the Broncos, where he has immediately made an impact, scoring at over a point per game.
I guess in Red Deer, my role was a little different. I kind of played a shutdown role, but in here, I'm being given more of an offensive freedom, and still need to be solid defensively. But just with opportunities like the power play and playing key situations, so I'm pretty offensively minded. I like to play with the puck, and I try to be responsible defensively as well. But no, I'd say I'm definitely more of an offensive guy. I like to carry the puck, make plays. I like to pass the puck a lot and set up my teammates and try and create room and make plays for them.
And despite a season characterized by injuries and adversity, the Broncos sit only 8 points outside the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
So that's what we're striving for. We've went through a lot of adversity this year, and it's some of the stuff that you can't control. But I really like our hockey team. I like when we get everybody playing. We've had a lot of injuries, and we get everybody playing. Even when we didn't have those guys playing, I really liked how they competed, and I knew we'd get better when we get everybody in the lineup. And now it's a big uphill battle, but we're ready for it.
After winning 6 of their last 7, the newer, younger Broncos are already showing that they're capable of playing playoff caliber hockey. For Southwest TV News, I'm Craig Chaplin.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.